Gibson here. Just wanted to show you a really simple fix, or some people call them life hacks. Basically, it's a tripod stand for your cell phone. You can get them for like $10 online on Amazon, and I have one on the way actually, but I wanted something to use until it gets here. So I found a way to make one for basically for free, depending on if you drink soda or if you know someone that drinks soda. I would venture to say most of us could find somebody with a soda can. Alright, so I had half a soda can laying around. Seems a little strange. Reason B is because I was making alcohol stoves. Just kind of playing around, trying a few things, and so I ended up having this half laying around. If you don't have half laying around, most people don't, cut one in half, now you do. As you can see, I used the top of the can. I'll explain why in a minute. But all I really did is I just cut this to the, basically the width of the phone, give or take. I didn't even bother measuring. Like I said, I'm only need to use it for like a week. If you're going to be using the one permanently, you might want to try and make it a little neater. Whatever. In fact, I may go back and make another one just to have kind of something laying around or something extra, something to keep in the car or whatever. But anyway, just cut this out to the width of your phone, both sides. Try and make them as as close to across from each other as you can. I actually cut mine deeper than I needed to, but it still doesn't really affect the function. To be honest, you probably could cut it about half this. But I didn't measure this either. So if you wanted to, you could, play around with it, try and get a good measurement on it. So anyway, the reason why I used the top of this can is because obviously the bottom half would be concave, and this rim right here kind of gets in the way for the little screw for the tripod mount to actually get in there. So if you use the bottom where it's concave, because yes, I also have half of a bottom laying around as well, then it's probably not going to actually be able to reach inside just because it's curving up. I don't know, I didn't try it, just seemed like it wasn't going to work. So instead I used this half, because it doesn't go up quite as much. It's a little flat, more flat. I took off the pop top itself. In fact, I'll actually kind of take this off here and show you. As you can see how that works there. So like I said, it's kind of a close fit. But I took the pop top off, and I took that little end piece off. Part of the reason I took the end piece off is because I wanted to. No other reason, really, to be honest with you. There's no need to do it. I just did it because I could. Because it was there, just felt like taking it off, whatever. The way I have it is so that this little notch, as you can see, that sticks up, it's generally made for kind of keeping your camera on straight. Fits right in there, in that little hole. So it kind of does the same thing here as well. Unfortunately, because of the height of the rim, this isn't going to screw in all the way. But it does screw in enough to be tight, durable. You can't put your phone in this thing upside down anyway, so, but it's durable, so if you need to add an angle of some sort, it's going to hold up just fine. To put the hole in there, again, I can't even tell you the measurement for it, because I used the awl on my Swiss Army knife, just so happened to be the right width. So, that's what I used. I'll show you here in a minute kind of what I'm talking about. If I can get it out with one hand. That's the downside to Swiss Army knives. Not very useful one-handed. Well, some of them are. They actually make some that are, where the knife blade's one-handed and such, but even on those, I don't think all of the implements are one-handed. Managed to do it. So, anyway, So there we go. I just basically, this is what I used. In fact, what I'll actually do is we'll try and measure the width of this to kind of give you an idea. So I'll do that in a second. But anyway, so I just use the awl to kind of punch the hole. You can use a drill bit if you want. To be honest, for me, since I have this laying around, always in my pocket, I actually keep it on my keys, unless I'm using it, I take it off to use it. But anyway, all I do, it was easier for me than it was to actually get out a drill and drill bit and everything else, you know. It just kind of took that out of the pocket, punched it, didn't take but a second. Just like I said, just happened to be the right width. If you wanted to use a drill bit, you know, if that's what you have laying around, still wouldn't be all that hard to find one. Just, you know, the width of that, you could either measure it and try and get, you know, technical with it, or you can just kind of hold it up and get, I would do one size smaller, at least, because you want to have it, you know, a nice tight fit. When you're measuring it or when you're holding it up, you might kind of be visualizing it with the outside of the threads. If you do, not going to work. So it needs to hold up like this. And that's really, honestly, that's all there is to it. It's something that you're going to be able to do in, you know, less than 5 minutes, probably 2. 5 minutes if you have to actually go in your garage and get a drill and drill bit and everything else. So anyway, I slide my phone down in there, and it holds it. It doesn't mess with the touchscreen at all. One of the concerns I had about this was whether or not these sharp edges would cut the foam so that it would kind of leave grooves or marks. It hasn't yet. You know, I've only used it a couple times so far. It hasn't yet. However, if you have a really nice new shiny phone, I would suggest opening these up just a little bit more and actually wrapping duct tape around it. Again, probably something that I'm going to do when I remake one of these. Whenever I get around to it, I might show it to y'all. But yeah, just open these up a hair more, and wrap some duct tape around it from side to side, 1, maybe 2 layers. Same thing down here at the bottom, and I would do it around the top too to be safe. In fact, I might try it on this one, the thickness of the duct tape. If it's going to make any difference at all, it's going to be very minor. I could just trim this up. I don't know. We'll see what I do. But anyway, so that's kind of a suggestion for what to do to keep this from scratching your phone, you know, or causing, you know, marks and mars. But it doesn't mess with the touchscreen at all. At least it hasn't yet. And, you know, what I like about it is when you slide your phone down in there, obviously the camera sticks out on one side, so, you know, you can't see this or it doesn't get in the way. And my camera button on the screen is on, you know, sticks out, so it doesn't get in the way of that. So the only thing it gets in the way of is, you know, trying to change some of the features on the phone. So as far as that's concerned, you're going to want to keep, you know, get your phone set up the way you want it first before you do videos. And that's pretty much all there is to it. In fact, I've probably made this video longer than it needed to be, but yeah, whatever. Alright, so actually real quick, I just wanted to show y'all kind of what it looks like in the tripod itself. Not that you're getting the greatest view of it, but let's, you know, because I'm actually just using the phone for video inside a mirror. So, yeah, that's as good as you're going to get. I don't have anything else laying around here to use. But that's what we've got. So, you know, unfortunately, I can't really give it a lot of light because if I turn the flash on, you know, using a mirror, it's probably going to be blinding to itself. But there you go. That's what it looks like. So, pretty simple, pretty plain, nothing to it, right? There you go. Alright, so I went ahead and measured the awl on this. At its widest point, because that's what I did. Basically took it all the way as fat as I could, and it measured to just a hair under a 1/4 inch. So let's see. You see, I lined this up on the 1 inch line, and you can see it's just a hair under a 1/4 inch line. So, just a hair under. I case you needed to know or use an idea. Honestly, you probably could get away with a 1/4 inch. I would do some sort of test to see. I would think a 1/4 inch would probably be fine. But yeah, ultimately, that's just going to be up to you. So, you know, anyway, and I went ahead and I wrapped it with some Gorilla Tape, you know, the stand. I'll show you that here. So, actually, I didn't trim it up. I just went ahead and put it on there. And I actually like it like that. You know, it holds the phone even better. It's got some grip. At this point, you probably could hold it upside down and the phone not fall out. Not that I'm going to try it, but you probably could. So, you know. Anyway, so there you go. You know, if you wanted to be able to use this upside down for whatever reason, honestly, you could probably just take a whole can, cut it in half, do this to both sides, stick the other half on, you know, just inside or outside or whatever, and then wrap it in duct tape. You'd have something to hold it on both sides. And there you go. The only problem with that is you'd also have to cut out a little window so you can see the screen in the middle, but that's about it. Because at this point, I'm actually looked down at an angle at the screen. It doesn't really bother me much. If I find out it does later, I'll cut this out so I can see the screen as well, but right now it's not really bothering me. Like I said, it just makes hitting the settings more difficult, but if that bothers you, then cut out, you know, a decent width of this. You don't want to go too far over because you don't want to make this flimsy. But, you know, cut out enough that you can get your finger in there and do whatever. And that would be another idea, something else to add to it to improve upon this idea here. But, you know, as far as the tape is concerned, you can see didn't do anything special or fancy. I just made sure I had tape all the way around it. I did this first after I did this, and I just kind of didn't like it. I felt like it was wasting duct tape, and it made it look even dumber. So that looks a little bit better on this side, as you can see. This right here still looks stupid, but whatever. It works. Holds the phone even better. Gives a little bit of grip, and keeps the phone safe. Alright, so we're bringing the video quality down about 100 notches here, as I'm using my my tablet to record this. But I'm adding on yet again to this video, basically to show you that after I told you that I wasn't gonna really try hanging it upside down, I did it anyway, over the bed originally, so that way if it fell it wouldn't be that big a deal. But here we go. Hold it upside down, shake it. Now if I go like this, I can kind of feel it move a little bit. I did that earlier. And because of this, I gotta say, also I originally stated that you didn't have to cut these as far down. You could probably do it about halfway. But because of everything else going on here, if you think that you may ever want to use this where you need to hold your phone upside down, go down as far as this one is. You can see it goes a little over halfway through my phone. That is, I think that helps hold it in place. So basically, to kind of restate, go ahead and let it go down a little over halfway through the phone there. So, you know, whatever that is, just kind of measure your phone halfway, go a little bit more, and you've got that added in there. Again, it's holding in pretty well, so I'm pretty happy with that.